Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into some really powerful ideas from world-leading therapist Lori Gottlieb about why we get so stuck in life, and more importantly, how we can break free. So let's just dive right in with the one single idea that traps almost all of us.
This right here, this is the universal trap that keeps so many of us feeling completely powerless. We want things to be different, right? But we point the finger outwards, waiting for the world or our partner or our boss to change for us. It's a game we all play.
So, let's start with this very human tendency we have to blame all our unhappiness on things outside of ourselves. You know, that difficult boss, the distant partner, that family member who drives you crazy. We're always looking for the problem over there.
Does any of this sound familiar? It's a pretty common script, isn't it? We pinpoint a problem, and it's always somebody else or something else. But look what's really happening here. The moment we do this, we're just giving our power away. By saying the problem is out there, we've basically just made ourselves a victim of our circumstances with no ability to change a thing.
But what if? What if the source of all our frustration isn't them at all? The real, actual key to getting unstuck is understanding the single most powerful force shaping our lives, our own story.
So this story is basically the lens through which we see absolutely everything. It dictates the quality of our entire lives. And the wildest part is, most of us don't even know we're doing it. We're constantly narrating our experiences through these pre-written scripts about who we are and how the world is supposed to work.
Now, to really get this, Gottlieb uses this incredible metaphor. I want you to think of any interaction you have with another person, especially a challenging one, and picture it as a dance.
You see, you can't force your partner to change their dance moves, right? But the second you change your steps, your reactions, your boundaries, how you communicate, you fundamentally change the entire dance. They have to respond. They either have to change their steps to match yours, or the dance just stops. All your power is in your own 2 feet.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how in the world do you even figure out what your story is? I mean, especially when you've been telling it to yourself for years, maybe decades, without even realizing it. It's basically invisible to us.
This little phrase is a huge clue. Think of it like a diagnostic tool. If you have a massive emotional reaction to something, a 10 out of 10 feeling about a 2 out of 10 situation, that is a giant red flag that a much deeper story from your past just got triggered. The thing that just happened, that was just the spark. The real fuel is your old history.
Therapists wish we would all ask ourselves this question more often. The next time you feel that huge, outsized reaction, just stop and ask yourself this. The answer, whatever it is, usually points you directly to the origin of that hidden story, the childhood belief, the past hurt that's still pulling the strings today.
So once you started to spot your story, the best part is you are not stuck with it. You have the power to edit it. You are the editor-in-chief of your own story. So let's get into some real practical tools for how to actually do that.
Our brains are like these little detectives, right? They're always trying to make sense of things. But here's the problem. They're biased detectives. They tend to only look for evidence that supports the stories we already believe. So if your story is, "I'm not good enough," your brain will laser focus on every tiny mistake you make and totally ignore all of your successes. We have to break that cycle.
Okay, here is a super powerful exercise you can try. Treat your negative story like it's a scientific hypothesis. So if the hypothesis is, "I can't trust anyone," then your job is to go out and actively search for contradictory data. Look for the counterexamples. This literally breaks that pattern of negative confirmation bias and helps you build a story that's way more accurate and, honestly, a lot more hopeful.
Here's another great tool. Before you let some negative thought just become a permanent part of your story, run it through this simple 3-part filter. Let's say the thought is, "I'm so stupid for making that typo." Okay, first, is it kind? No, not at all. Second, is it true? Like objectively, factually true that you are stupid? Of course not. And third, is it useful? Is beating yourself up going to help you in any way? Absolutely not. If it doesn't pass all 3 checks, it does not belong in your story.
And rewriting our own story also means we have to change how we engage with other people's stories. A lot of us practice what's called idiot compassion. We just agree with our friends' victim stories to avoid conflict. Yeah, your boss is a total jerk. But wise compassion is different. It's about caring enough to hold up a mirror and lovingly help someone see their own role in the dance. So when you start to put all these pieces together, you see that this isn't just some clever little self-help trick. This is about reclaiming the authorship of your entire life. This quote just hits so hard, doesn't it? It perfectly explains why we stay stuck. Change is terrifying because it means leaving what's familiar, even if that familiar thing is painful, for the complete unknown. We'd rather stick with a misery we understand than risk the uncertainty of trying for something better. But all of our freedom lies on the other side of that fear.
And this brings us to what might be the most powerful metaphor of all. I want you to picture a prisoner, just rattling the bars of their cell, desperate to get out. They're so focused on the bars right in front of them that they don't even notice the cell is open on both sides. There are no bars there. Often the only thing keeping us trapped is our own belief that we are trapped. Freedom means taking the responsibility to just walk around the bars.
And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. This is the bottom line. Your story is not dictated by your parents or your partner or your past. You are holding the pen. You are the sole author.
Now, you don't have to rewrite the entire book of your life today. That's way too overwhelming. Just start with the next sentence. What one small change, one new thought, one different action will you write into your story starting right now?